Hello, and welcome to the Distinguished Programs City Insurance Submission and Portal Overview. Today we'll be going through a basic submission entry and how to submit to underwriting for review. The first option you'll look to select is the new quote option in the top right portion of the screen. When clicking this option, you will have the option to quote various lines of business within Distinguished Programs. The one we'll be creating today is a city homes or city insurance program quote. Once selecting the city insurance program option, you'll be directed to the first page of the portal, which is the broker details. From here, you will select your insurance brokerage from the list of the drop-down items available. Moving on to the Insured tab, this is where we will confirm and require the named insured, the type of ownership, the mailing address, the effective date, and the inspection contact information for the insured. This will not come pre-filled, and you will need to enter this information manually. For the type of ownership, we have several different options listed. For tenants in common, the other option should be selected. The Policy tab goes over our underwriting criteria and eligibility. In the essence of time, we will not go through each of these items individually, but is encouraged to read these items thoroughly to confirm that the risk in question meets our underwriting criteria. The first question asked is in regards to the items outlined above. By selecting yes, you acknowledge that the insured meets all of our underwriting criteria. We also like to know if the insured is operating under any form of the U.S. Bankruptcy Code. We do not require the insured to use a property manager, but if the insured is using a property manager, we would require that property manager to have at least 5 years of experience. In the current or prior carrier section, we will ask about the purchase history of the insured and if this is a new purchase, if the building is newly constructed or renovated, and by our definition that is a ground-up construction or gut rehab in the last 6 months, and we also ask about the current carrier and if the property liability insurance is currently in place for all locations on the submission. We will request the current carrier's name, the expiration date of the policy, and the expiring premium. We will also like to know if coverage has been canceled or non-renewed during the last 3 years. The Locations tab pertains to the physical address of the property that you are looking to cover on the quote. In the essence of time, I have pre-filled this section and we will go through both the location exposure and the location coverages tabs. The location exposure tabs will require information such as unit count, building square footage, the percentage of the building that is occupied, if there is or is not a commercial tenant, garage space, and has additional underwriting eligibility criteria listed here. We will ask you to confirm that the risk meets all life safety and underwriting requirements listed above. To agree, the yes option should be selected. Once confirming that all requested limits listed on the Location Coverages tab look accurate, you can click the next button to proceed back to the Locations tab to complete one last overview. This will give you a summary of the location exposures and the location coverages for the limits that you have entered. If you are working on a submission that has multiple locations, you can add additional locations to the existing submission. You can do so on the Locations tab by clicking the Add Additional Locations button pictured here. Proceeding to the Additional Insured tab, this is where you'll be able to enter mortgagees or additional insureds for the location. The final tab of the submission is the Loss History tab. This is where we would like to know about the account performance and the loss history of the insured. If any of the questions outlined below are answered as yes or unknown, we will need additional underwriting information. If you believe the loss history of the insured may affect the eligibility of the quote, it is encouraged to discuss with your underwriter accordingly. Once completing the Loss History tab, you will be able to navigate to the other tabs of the submission. You can return to prior tabs to make any needed adjustments, revisions, or to review for accuracy. Once the submission is referred to underwriting for review, you will be unable to make any changes. Once you get to the final page in the submission, you'll be able to submit the application for underwriting review. You can do so by clicking the Submit button in the upper left-hand corner of the application. Once the submission is successfully referred to underwriting for review, you will see the status updated in the top left corner to Submission Referred. You will also see a note that the application was successfully submitted in the center of the screen. In addition to these two notes, you will also receive a PDF version of the application in an email shortly after submitting. Please note, underwriting review may take 24 to 48 hours.